Yo, what's going on, guys? Snooze Man back here within the YouTube video, and today we're actually going to be talking about how to switch teams during a fantasy draft here in Madden 21 franchise mode. So as you guys can see, I've already started a brand new franchise, and I selected a different role, which is now fantasy draft, so we altered that. But now I'm going to show you guys on how to switch your teams during this. Now, I know a lot of people are frustrated maybe with the pick selection that they throw you at. This is randomized, so obviously a lot of people aren't blessed, or they don't like where they're positioned at with this draft. So we can actually do the same type of thing of switching teams that I talked about in my previous video back then, but this is going to require the same type of stuff that I showed in that video. But we're going to start up this fantasy draft here and see where it puts us at pick wise. So we're going to start this draft here. Now we are at pick 11. As you guys can see, we have a skip ahead in the draft, so we can advance all the way to our next user pick. We can completely sim this. We can advance all the way to the end of the draft. Obviously, that's not the point of the video, but I kind of want to emphasize that to a certain point, because maybe you guys don't want to sit on that pick and you want to do a different pick. Obviously, no one's going to blow past round one, but let's say you already had a guy that went off the board. Well, if you guys already had a guy that went off the board, well, we can go ahead and see like teams and rosters and see, what teams went or what players went where. We can kind of sit here and play with this. As you guys can see, Broncos went with Joe Burrow, so we have a young player there. So you go through these rosters. Already Deshaun Watson, Jalen Ramsey went. Let's say a player, Josh Allen or Jalen Ramsey's caliber, Deshaun Watson's caliber, Russell Wilson's caliber. You wanted one of those players, and unfortunately, it passed. Your pick was too late behind them, which pick number 11 is definitely not bad. But if you wanted a Jalen Ramsey, you wanted a Superstar X Factor 99 overall player that maybe you couldn't get, and they passed you up on it. Essentially, we're just going to hit R3 here, and then we're going to hit create a new character. Now, I can go back to the team. So let's say I can create a new character. I could go with the Miami Dolphins here, guys. I'm going to go over to the Dolphins here, because we took, we can even go with the Giants or something like that. But I'm just showing you guys. As you guys can see, it's already in their top 3 with Jalen Ramsey, 97 overall Superstar X Factor. We can just tap on him, and we can hit start playing. It's going to automatically take us into this, but as you guys can see in the top here, it's going to show us as the Dolphins. As soon as this loads up, it's going to process and take a minute. It's not letting me draft right now. I might have to do something, because I'm the commissioner of this league, so I'd have to draft with this one. So unfortunately, you'd have to go back into the Bears and you'd have to take your pick. Unfortunately, if you're repping a cloud franchise, guys, remember this: if you guys are repping a cloud, then the other person with the other team can select theirs, and then you're next. But you can switch, and this sort of thing won't really happen to you if you're in cloud. But you have to pick. We'll just take, whatever. I don't really want Travis Kelce anyways. We should be able to go back to Brian Flores here, and we can hit view draft board. But we can't sim it, guys, so we have to go into Matt Nagy here. So I'll show you guys how to do this real quick. It's a little bit different for this year. So we have to essentially to next user pick. We can make our selection here. As you guys can see, the Dolphins pick is up next. So we can take our pick here. We can take a Zach Martin or something like that. And here is the Dolphins, guys. My apologies about that. Now, as you guys can see, the Dolphins are now paused, and now we can go ahead and go into Brian Flores. And as you guys can see, we can make our selection here, and we can actually switch, but we have to go into, so I had to mess with a couple things because it's a little different. I had to learn myself because I haven't done this in a long time, but I know it involves around switching characters. So we just switch characters there. Sorry for the little miss up, guys. Mismatch there, but we figured it out, and now we have to. Basically, you're a commissioner in your own offline with the first team that you went through with, and then you have to sim up to the point to where your next team up, the second user gets up to, and then you switch back over to make your second user, and you take your pick for the second user here. And we can go with anything here, and you do that every time. Go over to the main, get your pick for whatever, it doesn't matter, and then you it'll go up to the Dolphins or whatever team is your second user that you created. Go back into your second user, and you can pick, and you can do this, and then you won't have to control the Bears or anything like that. You can just go in your second user. So that is how it's done. We can actually go back into the draft and take a team that already selected a player that we couldn't get early on. But again, guys, that is how you can switch teams during a fantasy draft here in Madden 21 franchise mode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. We are trying to hit 210 subs now. We did hit 200 subs, so thank you guys again so much for that. Thank you guys a lot for that. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. Maybe comment down below for future videos you guys would like to see. But that will do it for today, guys. And until next time, I will see you guys in the next one.